everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I think we're going to be doing something a little differently today. I thought this idea was kind of fun. We're going to be reading some one-star reviews of some of my favorite books. I thought this is a really fun idea. I'll be using Goodreads for this video. Yeah, so let's get into it. Now we're going to start off strong with one of my favorite book series, which is Maximum Ride. I believe I've mentioned this in a couple of my other videos. I've named my dog after one of the characters. But yeah, this is one of my favorite series of all time. I read this when I was in middle school, and we're going to be looking at this one specifically. This is the first one in the series. This is Maximum Ride, The Angel Experiment, and it's by James Patterson. Now, James Patterson is one of my favorite authors. I love his writing style and just like how he formats his books and stuff, how the chapters are like, sometimes are literally like one page. I think that's just so interesting. The first comment I saw that really caught my eye was someone did not finish it at page 145. They said, "I want to finish this book, but after a while I remember life is too short for reading one crappy book after another." Okay. I mean, I read this when I was in middle school, so I have a different opinion on this. I feel like if I read this later in life, when you know, like I'm in my 20s now, so when if I would have read it like now, I probably would have the same feelings as some of these people. 1.5 stars. On the plus side, this novel has a very interesting premise, and the book was a very fast read. On the negative side, there is not a whole lot of substance to the story, and the character development is weak. I was really hoping that the author would do something really great with a very cool concept of children genetically enhanced with avian DNA, but it just didn't happen. Bottom line, the book, while not horrible, was one I really didn't like. So, you know, that's not a terrible review. They did have a good point there about how they don't really like go into detail about this the DNA thing that these kids are like dealing with. A bizarre plot with a terrible beginning. Without any sort of background, we are plunged into action. It works for Rick Riordan, so he wrote the Lightning Thief and all the Percy Jackson series. But unfortunately, not here. I could not bring myself to read past the first 20 pages. This book is just plain terrible. Alright. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next book that I thought would be fun to look at. Okay, another book that I thought would be fun to look at some one-star reviews for is Caraval. So this is another book series that I read when I was a little bit younger, and I just love this series. It's more of that, like, you know, it's a carnival, it's a game, it's really fun, the characters are great. It is getting circulated on TikTok again. And so I thought it would be fun to look at some one-star reviews for this. So the first one I see here is, well, that was disappointing, with no further context. Lowering my rating to 1 star. My first 1-star rating of the year. Oof. Every time I see this book on my feed, I want to rate it lower. Changed my rating to 1 star because as much as I wanted to be positive, I did not like this book, and every time I'm reminded of it, I'm reminded how much I dislike it. Oh my gosh. I read this in 2018. It's still the slot holder for #1 worst traditionally published YA fantasy book of all time for me. Oh my goodness. Overhyped garbage, don't waste your time. Alright, last one, and then we're gonna move on. I picked this up because of the constant comparisons to The Night Circus, but ultimately I was left disappointed. So, Night Circus is another, like, carnival type book thing, which I kind of see with this, but, like, not so, like, intensely. Alright, the last book I'm gonna do for this is Acour of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. So, this is a very popular book on TikTok as well. I do love this series. I love Sarah J. Maas's like stories and characters and stuff. And I know I do acknowledge that like her writing is not the best, but like the characters and the story like make up for it for me. So I do really love this series. So we'll see what people say, because I know there are a lot of conflicting like opinions about this. So the first one I see here is, I'm a second away from dousing myself in gasoline and lighting myself on fire just so I never have to look at this book again. So starting off strong. That's it. This is the stupidest book I've ever read. Someone just put that emoji with like the face mask on it for their review. Someone DNF'd it. DNF means like it did not finish at 51%. So they didn't even finish it. They got halfway, so congrats to them, but they didn't even finish it, and it was a 1-star for them. The last one I'm gonna read here is, if you like this, good for you, but OMG, I hated it so much. So, you know, conflicting feelings. That'll bring us to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've read any of the books I mentioned in this video, please let me know in the comments down below. If there's any ideas that you guys have for future videos, please let me know as well. I'm always open to new ideas. If you have any book recs, let me know as well. I love reading, and I'd love to read what you guys love to read. So let me know of any ideas, any new books. I also wanted to mention that at the time of posting this, tomorrow will be my dog's 3rd birthday. Finn, come here. Good, sit. Look at the camera. This is Finn. He'll be 3 years old, and he's my little baby. He really wants to chew my hand. He's been such a good boy. But yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.